from the onset, we broke our own rules. We tested an all-new car to us on brand new race tires. Oh, at a track we hadn't driven that in years. Oh, and sharing it with a lot of competitors. Normally, you would want to go to a track where you're the only car. It just makes the job a lot easier, and you're not putting anybody else at risk should things get out of control. One of the things we don't put an emphasis on the very beginning, and that, of course, is lap time. You know, every racer gets in a car and feels they got to absolutely haul ass right out of the box. That's foolish. So I used a 5,000 RPM red line on a 351 Ford engine. I didn't know how stiff the shifter was going to be until I went to actually shift the car. Instruments were generally clear to one side. The tachometer was not particularly clear, but I could see there were 5,000 horse, so that's where we stayed, because it isn't about engine speed, it's about what you're supposed to do. Headed out now, and already your brain's engaging things, right? Gear change is a little hard. I'm not going to rush those. Steering weight was fine, had no problem with that. Car was a little bump steery, meaning every time it hit kind of a patch or even the shark's teeth on the inside, it wanted to take a different direction. You'll see the steering inputs. Once the tires started to get some temp in them, and the mold release oil was off of them, I could start kind of going to work. Again, trying to be careful, trying to be smart, and try to evaluate what the car wants while protecting these brake tires, which we have about a 7-lap break-in procedure, so try to be careful of that. And again, you see that the shifter is slow. Not that I'm a drag race type shifty guy, so I'd rather be in gear slowly than in neutral in a big hurry. You see the small steering inputs as I'm finding out what the car wants to do. All the time making note, does it want to push or understeer, as we refer to it, going into a corner, during the corner? How soon can I pick up the throttle? You see, these little small adjustments are either me reacting to the pavement and or the way the car handles. Pick up the pace a little bit more, get a little bit more comfortable with the car. Basically, the car was pretty darn good. To go really quick, however, personal taste would now start to make adjustments to what I wanted the car to do. That's a little more understeer than I care for, but that is a hairpin corner. I know by the steering input. And again, I'm being careful with it, and I got traffic I got to deal with too. But I'm asking myself, what would I change? What would I add? What do I need more of? And I agree with Robinson. I think Tracy nailed it. I think we need more caster in this car to clean up his propensity to want to go straight. He went with a conservative but appropriate alignment, but I think I would add more toe in at the rear just to calm the car down until I'm prepared to really go quick with it. Once we knew exactly what we had, we went back to the pits to make notes, to go over what we wanted to learn, what we need to make adjustments on, and get a consensus, because Tracy Robinson's a race driver as well. He knows what he wants in a car. Again, I love this track. Hell, it is a fun track, but it's got a lot of blind stuff, so until you get familiar with it again, and it had been years since I've been on it, it's a little intimidating initially, but then it really becomes familiar, and you know over this blind route there is another corner. You can see the small inputs as you get the bump steer. Again, being very conservative, between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM, which is more capable of more than that. But I just don't believe that we need to break an engine trying to figure out what the chassis does. Here's the front straight. Ford GT one might be going pretty wicked quick. Third one is a high commitment corner. I'm normally going faster until I was comfortable with where the tires were at, and until I know perfectly when that notes. This was after 7 laps. All the temps were good, all the pressures were good, everything came in healthy. Now we just got to get it back to the pit area, let it cool down. Both Tracy and myself go over the list of what we think, and Greg Reynolds, another driver who was there working with us. And just kind of go over what the car needs and what we want to do and things that I would change.